Hello everyone. Welcome to this month of philosophy at Manduka. My name is Anne and I'm very blessed and delighted to share a little bit about the philosophy. Our aim here is to be very brief with everything, so you get some tools and inspiration to enrich your practice, but the most important part is to always keep practicing. So as for today, I will introduce you a little bit to the basic philosophy that is ultimately Yoga Sutra, which is a scripture that describes what is the practice of yoga. We call it the first systematic overview of yoga. And there's so many applications. So the invitation here is to get into your study, to read one once in a while or every week, to choose one and to try and apply it to your practice. Today I wanted to focus on the first three of chapter 1 because there's 4 chapters, and the first chapter is a chapter of basically Samadhi Padaha. Samadhi is some form of enlightenment, you can say. It's like the state of yoga. And then the second one is the Sadhana Padaha, which is the path of the student. So the first 3 sutras describe to us what is yoga. It says, first of all, the yoga starts now. So it brings in the very principle of yoga being a state of being present. Then the second one, yoga chitta vritti nirodha. Then yoga is the quietening of the fluctuations of mind. So in this moment, when you are fully present, all those thoughts disappear and you unite with something more profound. We call it the witness awareness, the purusha, the seer. That what sees all those thoughts, but is not affected with it. Because then, Sutra 3, then the seer abides in its true nature. So how do you apply that to your own practice? Well, my main advice, and we'll have actual yoga practices in the next weeks, this is just an introduction for you to get acquainted with this topic of philosophy. The invitation here is to basically make presence your main practice. Presence in your body through the breath. So we have a tendency to resist things in life. So we don't like this, we don't like that, that's all mind. I don't want this, I don't want that, I want more of this. But when we can learn to be with what is, how can you in this moment be more connected with what is? Can you be in your body? Feel how your physical body is seated on a chair or wherever you are, walking or moving or founding this video. Can you feel that physicality? Can you notice where your skin touches the surrounding, as in how is the temperature? Is there a wind? Is there a breeze? Is there a sun? What about the breath? What about the breath? The breath is our main tool. The breath is a part of the autonomic nervous system. It happens automatically, but by steering it, we can also steer the state of our nervous system. And we can also steer our perception, the way we feel reality. Because we are constantly picking up things with our body on how we are. Are we safe? Is it safe? And many of us are in a state of what we call hypervigilance. We're constantly aware, we're constantly picking up things because of hyperstimulation. So many informations coming, but also because there's a stored emotion, stored energy, stored attention in the body, that through the practice we open it up for new perceptions and new ways of perceiving reality. So when we come into the body, and we witness the body, and then we come to the breath, when we find a steady breathing rhythm, we call it the samavriti, the mind becomes quiet. So can you first of all now, without changing anything, try to just witness your breath. Try to just witness how it is right now. It's not a bad or good, quick or slow. It doesn't matter if you have a lot of thoughts, if you are fearful. Or just start with where you are. Acceptance is a foundation. So we need this self-knowledge or this willingness to see where we are in order to move where we're heading. But it's not about getting there. It's about being on the way and enriching ourselves with tools as we are forever on the way. So when we start to witness this breath and then ultimately deepen this breath, we will find that our mind becomes more quiet. When the mind becomes quiet, then we say the seer, the true self comes true. In yoga we say this Purusha settled in the heart. So can you just take a few more steady breaths with a steady rhythm in and out, like 4 in, 4 out, something like that. Maybe breathing out through the mouth. Or if you feel like, oh my God, and I am full of tension now, I feel like I can't, then shake, scream, let the energy move so that the body feels, okay, that energy is out. And now we can settle into something, because we need to meet ourselves where we are. Don't try to go and lay down still if you're full of tension, or if you're completely exhausted and tired, just need to lay down. Don't try to put yourself to immediately do a very strong flow. Come more to the center, to the middle. Start where you are and use the breath to get there, to really, as you're breathing, give yourself the permission and the opportunity to see what is the body asking and needing. How can I meet my body with presence? How can I open in my practice from a place of permission rather than force? So as we are with the breath and the thoughts settle, less and less we go from these automatic thoughts in the mind, like, oh, the practice has to be like this, I have to do every day like this. No. I'm going to give myself this window, this time, and the space as a permission to open body, to peel off layers in mind. And then once we become more aware, it becomes an avenue for conscious action. But in order to know where we want to go, we need to understand where we are here. And the key advice here is whatever comes up, because yoga is a practice of awareness, you will see the things and witness. I call it sometimes painful awareness, because suddenly you see what's there. But then when you can just witness that without attachment, say, this is here, this is what it is. It's been created through generations, through society, through no one to blame. But here I am now. And what little step can I take today now? What little more of appreciation, what little more of presence? What is it that I can do today to truly embody, make a living experience of this yoga philosophy and practice? So we don't react, but we learn to reduce reactivity, so we increase creativity. This is how we automatically move when we are perceiving danger, threat, and our nervous system is, not say dysregulated, but the nervous system is on high alert mode, shifting and seeing that there's a version before and after practice. And more we start to align our choices with this after practice version, that is the version of you that feels safe, that feels presence, and that ultimately feels empowered to create a life that they desire and deserve through the practice. So therefore it's not so important how often you practice, but it's important the quality of your practice. So feel yourself seated here, breathe. Don't repeat the same patterns in the mind, but start to change, create from inside, choose differently. This is going to be a very beautiful journey, and what you can take away from here and now is already, how can I be present? Is it the sound of the birds? Is it my body being on the ground? Is it deep breaths? Is it thinking about someone I love and feel that feeling in my chest? That's going to be our foundation. Next week we will have a yogi practice and other practices we'll be sharing. So thank you so much for being here with me, and dive a bit deeper into the roots of practice and how it can create a life full of blessings. Thank you.